You see the tip jar that's up there, right? Up on the bar.
Just
okay.
a tip.
Bulls Radio Lounge, Bull and the Bartender Show. Welcome to March 16th, 2020. Welcome to the Bull and the Bartender Show. I am Bull. Along with me is Mark the Bartender.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on? Our satellites have aligned, and we have complete connection from my bunker to yours.
Shit is working.
Shit is working. Welcome to the show, as I said, on your Tuesday, March 16, 2021. Quite a bit to talk about tonight. Found a couple different things about, these people in Japan that push people on the trains. I don't know if you heard about that one.
Like,
They
out in front of it?
Yeah, they just have people who just push people on the trains.
That happens in, like, New York, too.
Do they really?
Yeah, like, people getting pushed onto the subway. Like, that was...
Yeah, like once the train gets here, they just start pushing people. Like
that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, they like shoving people into the train. They're called people pushers.
Yeah, damn people pushers.
Stupid people pushers. Also, too, I wanted to get back into Mark's fishing report. That way we could, people who are like, we used to do that a while back, and it was kind of interesting because that way I can get a grasp on what Mark goes through on a fishing by fishing basis and understand his, thought process behind these honey holes and whatnot. So
yeah, I tried last night, man. It was tough.
Did you? How'd that go?
I cut the shit out of my foot, man.
Did you really? What did you do?
I was drunk.
That's all I have to
Drunk
say.
beach fishing, man, and
Yeah.
was waiting out, putting a light out there, like a green light at night.
Okay.
And the edge falls off over there by Harbor Island, man. And I
Right.
kind of stumbled. I must have stepped on a rock or something like that. But I didn't feel it when I did it. But we ended up walking all the way, man, all the docks on Harbor Island last night at midnight, basically, and
Yeah.
fishing. And I was walking around on that shit, and woke up this morning and was like, man, my foot's killing me. What the hell? And looked down there, and was like, oh shit,
what was did you step on a shell or something, or
oyster or something?
Yeah, I just sliced your foot open.
Yeah, sliced, but it's right on. It's my left foot, right on the middle, front ball pad of your foot.
Oh man, are you serious? Ooh.
Yeah, so I was walking on it last night with muddy, nasty, salt water, fucking flip flops.
Getting up all in your wound and nastiness.
Yeah, so I got up and got cleaned up and put a bunch of hydrogen peroxide on it and it's just been sleeping all day basically.
How'd that work out for you? Your body's pretty in tune to stuff like that. There's nothing that you could ingest or anything that happens to you that would ever affect your body at all.
I'm a pretty tough man, but
if you ever got COVID, it would sort of jump back out and say, "No way, sorry."
I hope not, man. There's a bunch of people I know that have that shit right now.
Is it pretty popping in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, man. Rasta had it, dude, for a while.
Really? How long was it?
Yeah, man. He said he's still fucked up.
Really?
I guess he tested negative finally. But he's man, shortness of breath and
that's gotta be
just feels real lazy and shit and yeah.
It's gonna be horrible.
A bunch of guys, man, at work got it and that kind of shit. So
Now, are you gonna do the shot, or what's gonna happen with that?
yeah, man. Like we're supposed to be finding out like if we can actually get it, like because of what we do.
I would probably to tell you that try to find it if you can. Get the Pfizer one. Like I know I've never been big on the cure, shot type of deal.
Yeah,
But from what I've heard and what I've talked to the guy, because with the Pfizer and the Moderna, I think you get like 2 shots. The Pfizer one, you get it, and then like you have to wait 3 weeks, and then you get your next one. But basically, what the guy was telling me was that with the Pfizer one, they put it and they injected you the first one, but it injects like a protein of the COVID virus into your system.
yeah.
And he's like, no, it doesn't change your DNA. It doesn't like metamorphosize. This is from a nurse, so I mean, I'm taking his word for it. He's like, it doesn't change your DNA. It doesn't do anything like that. It just, sort of gives you the protein of the COVID-19 and builds up your antibodies and stuff like that over a 3-week period. And the second shot is supposed to cap that off. Now, they have said that the first shot versus the second shot, it's almost 50-50 because they say the first one is a lot worse than the second one and then vice versa. So
Yeah, I know. Like, I think my mom got like her first one, or maybe I don't know if it was
Yeah.
the first or like second one, but like she felt kind of shitty for a couple days.
Oh, really?
Like,
But it's not like a cold virus type of shitty. It's more of like you get the symptoms of weak and feel weak in the knees.
yeah, it's more just like you have an anchor on you.
Yeah, tired and all the other stuff. So it's not like it's you're getting the flu on top of all the symptoms of like nasal and sinuses and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you're just like I'm wore out kind of thing. Feeling
Yeah.
shitty.
Well, I know, like with the Johnson & Johnson, it's one shot, but according to the guy, he said it's only about 60 to 70% effective for the whole thing. So, I don't know. I mean, that's what they're saying. There's no really, I guess, if you want to look it up, and see which is better. But I'd probably suggest the Pfizer one if you had a choice.
Yeah, I'll just see whatever they have, man. I mean, at this point, just fucking,
I know a lot of different stores are, like Walgreens and Sam's Club. They're all doing like the Pfizer and the Moderna and stuff like that. I think even Publix does it too.
Like my brother got his, man, or like got his first one, just like was at the gym like down there in Miami, I guess, and like then like they were doing it like the shots there, and I guess people didn't show up, and they're like, hey, we got to use it.
Bon Appetit is Tampa Bay's premier.
Yeah, because if they only have one shot per person. So
that's what he was saying. Like, man, like if like people don't show up for their appointment, you can go like hang out, but like you gotta like hang out at like Walgreens all day. Or, like,
yeah, and that's the thing too is what happens is that people aren't like showing up for the second, shot, or even their first shot. So then they can't once they take the vaccine off of the ice, the little cooler they have, I guess, with it.
Yeah, you got to use it.
Yeah, they keep it like a minus 40 below, I think it is, or something like that.
Dude, these freaking jets, man.
Are they flying over now? I can hear a little bit of it.
It's been so hardcore.
Is that keeping you up at night, or what's going on with that? I mean,
I mean, if you got to work, like, yeah, like, man, last week I had to do, like, got off at 3 Thursday, had to be back at 11, and, like, tried to lay down at, like, 6, man, because I wasn't tired, but I needed to get some sleep.
Yeah.
You were flying,
and all of a sudden these things are waking you up.
No, like, you don't even going to bed. Like, I was just, like, laid there for sleep. Like, that turned into not sleeping for, like, 3 days, and like the only sleep I got was like an hour here and there, like a computer chair.
Oh, I can only imagine what you sound like.
No, dude, like by Sunday, when like Sunday came, I was like, man, I'm so like
out of it.
Yeah, just done, dude. And it's been like 3 or 4 weeks of that shit. So
is that all because of the COVID thing, or is that
yeah, just people out and then just stuff, but like
so they're working you hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just not even like it's not like hard work. Like I'm not out plowing fields and shit for fucking overnight stuff. But like it's just the hours that like you know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, this is
It's just time, but it's like all right. Like I was up from Thursday morning at 5 a.m. and didn't sleep until Friday night, maybe some a little bit, and then like had to be back up and did 16 again like Saturday.
oof,
And
ouch.
yeah,
That
but like
sucks.
I slept like Wednesday night into Thursday, and then that
Uh-huh.
was the last time until like a while, except for like 2 or 3 hours in the chair, over like
Oh,
the course
really?
of a day and a half.
Yeah, I remember those days. I used to work in Lakeland, right? Well, I used to work in Lakeland, but I have to drive from like Tampa area, right?
Yeah,
And so I have to be there at like I think like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I have to wake up literally around like 2:15 to get up, kind of get awake, use the restroom type of, the normal
yeah, like
thing
get your
that
ass up.
that people have to do when they get up, and they're like, it's at 2:30 or 2 o'clock. You're not really all open and there, so you're probably about on the road by like 3:15 because it doesn't really take an hour to get to Lakeland, So, but then
Yeah, it's still early as shit.
we drive probably almost, so it's about a 35, 40 minute drive in the morning to Lakeland, right? And then you're probably driving, I don't know, 10, 12 hours just on driving alone, That's not
Yeah,
including
delivering shit.
delivering stuff, putting up furniture, hauling it up down the stairs, So each stop probably takes about, depending on how fast you are, about an hour, hour and a half, depending on how
Yeah,
big
it's
it
a
is and
lot.
what the deal is. So, I mean, I feel you on that one. I mean, it's probably not as much work as you do, but, it's pretty.
Well, you got a lot more physical stuff. I got like mental and just you got to be like
Yeah.
you got to be watching shit for 16 hours. Like
Yeah, wasn't there, speaking of, not to get into too much of your, day-to-day activities, but on the news I heard there was a guy who hacked in to
WeatherTight Windows knows you rely on the highest quality windows to protect.
all right, well, type Mike cookies.
What the cookies? Yeah, bring the cookies.
Bring me a cookie.
They were talking about some guy who hacked into the network.
The end of the Oldsmar thing like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. We haven't talked about it too much, I don't think.
Yeah, it wasn't much. I mean, the guy, man, somehow somebody hacked in and they made a chemical change. But when you're sitting there watching it, like you see it happening, like, wait a minute. All
now,
right.
was that, like, I know I've been to your job, just a couple times. It's a very nice facility, by the way. Very high tech at least to my standards, it is.
Yeah.
But would it be that the one chemical that you showed me that gets sort of dropped in every couple 100 gallons or so, lets a little bit amount, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it something like that?
No, it was lime actually.
Oh, lime?
Yeah, for like softening basically.
Okay.
But I mean, but the guy turned up. Say like the pump runs at like 20%.
Right.
The guy turned it up to like 150%.
Oh.
Which I mean, over time, yeah, that would have cooked the shit out of the water, man. You'd have added some real high pH water and turbidity problems and stuff. But like
now, at that point, if something like that happens, let's say you're on watch.
Bon Appetit is Tampa Bay's
damn it.
premier waterfront dining.
Everything these little
man,
deals that are playing. That happens at your facility that you're in charge of, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, how do you? Obviously,
you just go back in and man, like you've got access to your stuff and you can put it in hand where like nobody else can mess with it. Like,
well, no, but I'm saying like what, how do you correct the water that's already been going out?
Like the guy like in like the thing on the news pretty much caught it like as it was happening, like saw it happening. Was like, hey, wait a minute. Like,
so the amount that went in before that time, before like the seconds before they figured it out, right?
No, yeah, that ain't enough to do anything. Like,
no, at all.
no.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, you don't want to have like 100%, chlorine levels or 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if it would have ran for like a minute or two, it still wouldn't have hurt it. You would have just had a little like spike. But I mean,
what would that sort of taste like?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been.
Okay,
really tried, like,
I didn't know like if
super high pH water.
Right. I didn't know if they had like maybe they let you test it to kind of see what it.
There's no reason to, man.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, some people like that. Like, there's a couple of those waters that are like a high pH water that you can buy now. They're like
really?
8 pH, something like that.
Does that help anybody, like the ones that you see, like the smart waters and the, these special?
Man.
I mean, I don't know. Like, that's kind of your business per se.
I don't think that shit. I mean, if there was a thing that would make you smarter, like, they'd be putting it in everything.
Right, but I mean, why people
they call it smart water because it's probably like super filtered, or it's like from some aquifer.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
blah. It's like a Fiji water,
Oh, it's like a bougie type of thing.
Yeah,
like I'm better than you.
Or a Voss, you get all that fancy water. Like,
I'm better than you, so I'm gonna drink this water that's better than you.
Yeah, I mean, man, Fiji water's not bad. Like,
it's just high-priced water.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, well, I don't know, man. There's certain ones like the Dasani ones, like that's horrible shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, I found
that
that
water should go when you open it, like it's carbonated.
Right. I found that like Zephyr Hills. I don't know if you're a big fan of Zephyr Hills.
Yeah, man, it's old school. Like,
yeah, Zephyr Hills is it's better tasting to me out of the jug, right? Cold than it is warm, to be honest with you. It's like if you drink out of the jug like, room temperature, it tastes very silvery. But if you sort of
I don't know, man.
keep it cold,
see how long it's sitting in the jug.
It tastes, really good. Because that's what we used to do. We used to go to the gas station, get about a couple gallons of water for the day, because we go through like almost 2 gallons.
Oh yeah.
Day. So we, try different variations out, like the generic water or the Zephyr Hills water, and surprisingly, the generic water tasted better warm than it did cold, but then the Zephyr Hills tasted better cold than warm. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, weird water science.
I don't know how that works or how that operates, but it tasted pretty good. Those different directions. So
yeah,
I was like, all right, cool. But hey, water is water to me. As long as it's cold, as long as it's wet.
Drink it out of the hose when you were little, and didn't hurt you.
People don't do that anymore, though.
I fucking still do.
Do you really?
If I'm somewhere, man, doing something, I need to hit. Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll do it if I need to, like, really.
I'm not going outside to, like, man, fire up the hose just to get some water.
Yeah, back in the day, that was a deal, man. That was a neighborhood. You needed some water. You went to the hose to get water.
Yeah, or man, your parents aren't letting you inside.
No, they were. Did they let you inside during the summer?
Yeah, but if I had a bunch of hoodlum friends around, man,
Really?
like they're not all coming in the house.
Yeah, my parents were like, no, you got to go outside. You got to go get some sun. Go outside and go do something. Don't come back till sundown. The street.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing that anyway, man.
Yeah.
But, like, when it was time, to like go inside and chill for a while, like keep your hoodlum friends outside.
I'd be inside. I'd be outside most of the day because, like I said, they wouldn't let me inside. So I had to figure things out. I mean, brother and I played, football with the neighborhood kids on the side of the yard. We played it differently though. We played it to where the side of the house was a sideline. So you have a person who's about, I don't know, a foot taller than you, about 100, 200 pounds heavier than you are, hitting you, right? And you're hitting the wall of the house. In a yard that has, known for sand spurs.
Yeah.
That was fun. When you had to, when you get tackled in the grass and you get sand spurs all over you.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get them in your feet?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I still get them sometimes.
Do you really? Oh,
yeah.
Those are the worst. I remember when
they stick to your sock, man, and then you go to sit down and it catches the back of your leg.
Oh. Gosh, what is?
Yeah, good stuff.
Good memories on the sand spur. I remember when I used to get the sand spurs in my feet, man. It would dig so deep, and then they had to, like, my parents had to hold me down to get the thorn out of my foot. You know?
Nah, you're like the giant lion with the fucking.
Ah, man, that's a sensitive spot right there. I don't know how people get like tattoos there.
Yeah.
You know, imagine having a sand spur trying to dig that joker out.
Yeah, man, I got fucking splinters all the time walking on docks barefoot and shit.
Does your feet sort of get accustomed to that? I mean, walking on docks and
docks, boat ramps, barefoot. Dude, back in the day, man, I could sew my toes together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from walking on fucking boat ramps all the time barefoot when you were little and shit.
Ah, making them a nice little shoe.
My feet are strong.
Yeah. I don't see how people do that. That's.
I mean, I don't like it, nowadays, man. Like,
but still, though, I mean, your feet get so hard in the bottom that it's like you can walk through the forest and not have a problem with it. Hell, you could be out naked and afraid.
Yeah, no.
That'd be funny to see Mark on there. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
that's my boy. That's my boy Mark.
That's me.
They'd be like
stabbing fish, dude, butt naked with a fucking fan leaf around my neck.
So what is Mark to carry on the, because they're allowed to bring one thing to survive on, right? So I can only imagine in my head you only bring probably one of two things. One you could probably bring with you. The other one might be a little bit questionable.
Yeah, you definitely have to fucking keister. I'm bringing like a pocket, as long as you got a knife with you, like, all right, dude, I can do a lot of shit.
I was thinking fishing pole. That's what I would be thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot, man. But you still need a blade with you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think you would, like, with a fishing pole, I think that you would be sort of like the MacGyver, and you.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot with it, but I still feel like you need, like, a knife to, like, cut wood or,
right.
do shit, and you can make a fucking spear out of it.
I agree with you. I mean, I seen a guy that was a Navy SEAL or a former Navy SEAL that he was crying most of the time on the show because he got sunburned, and he was whining, and you would think a Navy SEAL would.
Sunburn ain't no joke, man. That shit hurts.
No, it does, but you would think that a Navy SEAL would be able to take care of himself a lot better than what this guy was doing. Like
that's where you cover yourself in mud and shit.
Yeah, this guy was, he was just sort of like a little. I don't know if I want to give him a bottle or a diaper. That's why he was crying so much. I don't know. Guy wasn't ready for the survival.
Wasn't ready for the pain of naked and afraid.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break real quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about this. In Japan, these people movers, where they shove people in the cars. Also on the docket, I guess they caught the shooting person. Shooting victim dies after car crashing in St. Pete. That's what happened this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
And then a deadly crash involving a cement truck that closed southbound 75 in Sarasota. And if we get to it, a tow truck driver that got stabbed while trying to repossess a vehicle.
Yeah, I did see that, man.
That's crazy.
That's a dangerous job anyway.
It is. We'll talk about that next. Bull and the Bartender Show. Don't go away. Only on Bull's Radio Lounge. Be back in a minute.
it's a beautiful world. I like swimming in the sea. I like to go out beyond the wide breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. I like swimming in the sea.
Bulls Radio Lounge.
My, it's a beautiful world.
Bull and the Bartender Show. If you don't already know, let me tell you, youtube.com. That's all I gotta do is just go to like Google or whatever you use your search engine for, and just search
with a little bit of
Bulls Radio Lounge when you go to youtube.com. And once you get there, just hit the subscribe button right there. That way you know when new shows are coming out. And there's a little thumbs up. Give us a like.
Give us a thumbin'.
A thumbin' or a liking. And then there's a little, as well, notification button. Hit that so when these shows go live, because sometimes I can't always get to and I apologize for it, I can't always get to like the Facebooks and the, to let people know that we're going live. So if you hear that notification fire off, go ahead and sign on and listen to us talk, but also pontificate about, things that happen in everyday life. May not be the right opinion, but it's a opinion. So just give us a subscribe, please, a liking, a thumbing. Let us know that you're out there. Chit chat with the show.
Take constructive criticism too.
Yeah, we'll take it all. Give us all your info, and we will soak it in and drink it down and spew it out some other form or fashion. May not be to your liking, but we'll work through it. We'll get through it. We do this together. What's the old saying? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
We'll talk it through. I don't know. Belly had an idea of like giving out the Zoom, like did the number sign in and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like people just sort of come into Zoom. Like if when you sign on, you just go to a waiting room, and so you wait till I lock you in.
There you go. Score.
So Belly was saying, hey, why don't we do that? I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I just,
I feel like, man, you're opening up a can of worms with that.
You think so?
I mean, not that we have a ton of viewers, but like.
But do you think that'd put us to another level, or?
Yeah, or take a lot of shit.
I mean, because.
As long as you can be in control and like mute motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, like I can kick them out if I want to. But I mean, maybe we'll try it. We'll do a trial show. Maybe the next Sunday show we'll try that, or maybe if I do a Bull's Thoughts, we'll do that. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can sign on and chit chat as a viewer. Like it would be like the old phone systems, to where, you get a, let's say there's 100 people that want to get on, right? And you scroll through, it'd be sort of, what do they call it? Answering the phones cold,
Yeah, just cold calling.
Cold calling, Hello, welcome to the show, don't cuss, those old days. Wonder if I can still do that. Hey, this is the BRL. What's your name? What do you want to talk about? Okay, hold on. Please don't cuss. I used to do that. That was actually not a bad job. The only thing that made me nervous is when you have like the Diacos come in, or Regina or Babyface, and you have to like quickly type it in,
Yeah.
Because
hunting and a pecking on a keyboard.
Yeah, so you have to filter out the people, It's like one guy, he called in, and we had issues with the signal, not from us, but it was I think it was Naples area. They had a lightning storm hit one of their towers, and one guy called in. He goes, "Need any help getting your signal fixed?" And I go, "No, sir, we got it all done." "Oh, okay. Well, what can I do?" And I go, "Well, can you go climb a 400-foot tower?" He was like, "Well, not really." And I'm like, well, that needs to be fixed. So
Yeah, can't really help you there.
if you can't fix that, then I don't know what to tell you. You know? And you go, oh, okay.
Yep.
And he hung up. And just the good old boy just wanted to help, you know? Get that
Just want to hear themselves on the radio.
tinfoil antenna moving, that way you can hear the show.
Oh,
What?
watching the Lightning game.
What's the score in the Lightning game?
They just scored 1-0.
Who are they playing?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Dallas has got these crazy like all white outfits with just a little bit of like trim. It's kind of hard
Did
to
they?
like see. Yeah.
Did you watch the was it last night's game, I think? Or the night before?
No, I was fishing like last night.
They got it like, almost like 4 to 3 or 4-2 or something like that. But they were up there and scored just one right after another. Just sort of devastating, the other team.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing wrong with that.
I
they got green on, man. I forgot tomorrow's
St. Patrick's Day.
Drunken Irish Day.
Yeah. Usually don't they do the river green, the Hills
Yeah,
River?
they canceled that shit this year.
Did they really?
Yeah, because of the fucking Rona.
I couldn't imagine what you look like afterwards. Like if you're doing
It
St.
was really
Patrick's Day,
messy up until like the last like 2 years. We figured it out finally that you could like put it in a tub and just do it like we were spraying, basically. Like you would just like spray it out the back of the boat and you didn't have to touch anything. Like
now, couldn't you like put pipes that go under the water, like under the water under the boat?
Tried it.
What happened with that? It just didn't work, or
the powder was so fine
yeah,
that like you couldn't get because we were trying to have like a suction with the pipes
yeah,
in the water and then have a hose going to like the fucking 5-gallon bucket of powder basically.
right.
It didn't work, and that powder was so fine, dude, that it got everywhere. Like, I mean, the whole boat was fucking orange.
Would it be too much to like go ahead and add water to it?
Well, that's what we ended up, man. Like when it finally got the like big Carolina skiff, that man, like that would be able to hold like 5,000 pounds worth of fucking fluid in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've seen some of those videos, man, and those things are that's a gnarly job.
Yeah, doing the powder thing, man. But like once we figured it out and you put it in like the liquid, and you just, man, as long as you kept gas in like the little pump sprayer motor, like the little, man, tiny 4-stroke, like dig 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 dig
right.
dig dig. That was all you had to do, like, and just leave the fucking spray on
and just chum it up
and just drive around.
How long will that take to do?
I mean, to do the whole river, it was probably like a half an hour, like nonstop kind of thing.
Oh, really?
On like the first thing, when the mayor would like blow the horn and like, let's get this party started. And there you go.
Now I wonder how many tests you had to do to make sure that this was sort of like safe for the river. Because wouldn't you have sort of animal rights people?
Oh yeah, we did. People that thought, man, and I mean, there was the like Joe citizens that would like comment on when the city would put out our like promo video when we'd have like the media day thing.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they'd be like, oh, the manatees and shit and the fish and like, dude, I've never seen anything die out here. Like, man, get out of here.
Now, would you see animals, in through the powder as you're spraying the water?
Yes, like I actually saw like a manatee one time, man, that was going through there, and it was pretty cool because you could see like where he would kick underwater.
Yeah. And that stuff wouldn't bother him at all. I mean, I know.
It's not. It was just food coloring.
It's just food coloring,
man.
Oh, okay. So like what you put on cakes or mix in the food or whatever. So it's basically just 100% food coloring, huh?
Yeah, it's just food coloring, man.
Right. Why would it be a powder then? I mean, what would be that different?
Because if you had to buy it in bulk.
So it was like a better price, or
like, man, 200, 250 pounds of that shit.
Yeah,
like,
but wouldn't it be better if it was a liquid though?
Yeah, but they charged you more for the pre-made stuff, and it wasn't as strong. Like we did some experiments with that stuff, and like it didn't have the same potency as like mixing it yourself.
Oh really? Oh okay, all right. Boy, I imagine that stuff getting off of you was horrible.
Oh, dude, like you pissed orange or like pissed green, because the actual color was like Cheeto, or the like color of the powder before it hits the water is like Cheeto orange.
Oh, really? And then it turns
Yeah,
green
dude.
when it hits the water.
Yeah, then it turns green when it hits the water, man. So like
So
the
you're
powder would be like orange, like you'd have orange like around your sunglasses, do orange boogers, man, green boogers in the shower for like a day, 2 days.
and just this stuff all over you, just covered.
Yeah, like you would piss green because it would be into your skin so much, and you'd be breathing it all day. Like, man, like
that freak you out?
yeah. I mean, it was kind of funny usually, man, because like that Saturday night we'd always party after it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, dude, come here, look at this. I'm pissing green. Like,
oh, that freaked me out. I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
yeah, I mean, it was definitely. I mean, it was yeah, like.
So that's
And like somewhere I have a picture of when me and Richie did it for we tried dyeing it blue for the lightning gimmick.
Yeah.
And like I got a picture of like me and him and like a bunch of the lightning guy or heads up guys all down there on the dock all together, but like our faces are all blue and shit from the powder. And
that's funny.
yeah.
I bet you. How bad was it getting off the boat?
Actually not bad. You just make a lethal, man, like Clorox bleach and simple green mix and like just coat the whole boat in it and
just sort of wash it off.
Yeah, like I would actually leave like I would put a sprinkler on the boat and just like leave it running for like a day or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like one of those cheap ones, or just sort of like a sprinkler.
So it would just keep water on the boat and just kind of like hose it off, but like keep it on there like all day long. Like, because we just did it on a Saturday. So like Saturday night, put a sprinkler on it. And like,
right. That's what I was saying, like one of those like cheapo ones, or just,
or just, one of the ones that goes back and forth,
Okay.
like the full radius ones that like go out with all the little fingers.
Right.
And just let it like
little
rain
cheap
basically
one.
on the boat. And it would like bleed most of it off, and then I'd do a super clean.
Right, like one of those little cheap ones.
Yeah, nothing like a fucking fancy ass sprinkler, just a regular yard sprinkler.
That's crazy. I'm trying to look up the see if there's some videos on here that.
I mean, there's a ton of like the YouTube.
Oh,
shit.
I see it now. Yeah, well, that's a Chicago one. Oh, there's one on here that says practicing dyeing the river green.
Yeah.
That was from 2 years ago. I guess these guys, I don't, is it safe to say that I don't know when you did it? Or when you were a part of it?
I did it the first 5 years.
Okay, so were you part of the testing of it?
Like the original stuff, yeah. I mean, you got to find videos from like before like 2016, I think.
Okay, because no, there's a one that I'm looking at now that says practicing dyeing the Hillsborough River green.
Yeah, like I mean, they still did it like last year or like the year before, like kind of thing.
That
like,
was in 2019. This is one of those uploaded. 2019. So
yeah, that was probably like the last year before the COVID shit. Like,
so let's see. All right, so the more of the helicopters flying over. All right, some guy's getting in a boat right now. I can probably play this in the live thing, I think. Right? Yeah, maybe.
beats me.
Mark's like, do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna like get us in trouble.
No, all right. So let me fast forward to where. Wait, hold on.
I mean, that's Buddy Rich right there, man, doing that shit. Like,
hold on, there's a ad coming up. That's why. But yeah, I was trying to find a video of the.
yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be people out, man. Getting their crazy St. Patty's on tomorrow. Like,
oh yeah, it's probably gonna be insane.
yeah, like so watch out driving around, man.
Yeah, don't drive drunk. I think the cab services, isn't it when you call them that they'll come to your the bar or something for free? Something
Yeah,
like
for during like I'm sure there's all kind of like man offers like that for tomorrow.
So with what they're seeing now on the screen is like a boat that's practicing with the dyeing the river green, right? Now I don't see anybody putting dye in, and it looks like either they put it in, all of it in already, or they're just sort of chumming up the water. But
I mean, it sprays out of the back of the boat, like
okay.
almost like water level on the back of the boat there.
Let's see. Let's back up a little more to where he starts it. That way we can show the audience of what it looks like. I guess with them practicing doing it. He's going to do it here in a minute as the camera.
Yeah, like it's coming out. See those little pipes at the very back of the boat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's like it comes out of there.
It's being jettisoned out of there. So yeah. So you are sort of mixing it in the water.
Yeah. Well, see that big tank in the front of the boat?
Yeah.
Like that's full. See how it's orange?
Yeah.
Like that's full of the actual like shit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you are injecting it in the water as you go. You're not like...
Yeah, well, you're actually showering the water with it. Like those two like sprinkler heads off the back of the boat there just dump like right there.
But see, I've seen them before to where they've actually like we're dumping it in like, buckets.
Yeah, we did that the first couple of years, man.
You know,
it made it gnarly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was like, there has to be a better way of doing that. But
it took us a couple of years, but like the like first boat that we had, like you couldn't have done it that way.
Oh really?
Like,
okay. Now is that
it didn't have the capacity to hold that big of a tank?
Was that somebody's boat that they used to do this on?
No, that's a city boat. I actually picked that boat out.
Did you really? Okay.
Yeah, and like told them what motor I wanted, the jack plate, the fucking 4-bladed props. Like
wow, look at you, man. Now
well, I was the one that like sprayed on the river all the time.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And I was the only one that actually really knew about boats to like order one that would like hold that much weight.
Did they bought this new?
Yeah, like I had to go down to like Naples and pick it up.
Oh really? How big was it total?
It was like I think it's a 25-foot Carolina skiff. It's big as shit.
And you took a company vehicle?
Yeah, like my big dually one. Like went down there in the morning, picked it up, signed all the papers, drove it back.
Nice.
Yeah, got big old like the biminis on it, man, and that like cover the whole boat basically, so it looks like a Chinese junk, so you don't get sunburned out there during the day when you're spraying on the river.
Wow, that's
got a jack plate. That bitch would haul ass. It had a fucking 150 Yamaha on the back, man.
I've always wanted to get. To be honest with you, I've always wanted to get a jet ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've always either want to get a jet ski or want to get one of those the ski boats with the rack that you can put like your wakeboard on and stuff like that.
Get all extreme.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked the fast riding because I've been skiing before, and I don't know if you've been skiing before, but holy crap, man, that. You get done with skiing, and you just feel like you've just been beat up by everybody because you're using all your body muscles to stay up on the water. Like every muscle is being worked. And you get done from doing that all day long, and you're like, ugh, I can't even lift a glass of water.
Exhausted.
Yeah, just every muscle is sore, But yeah.
Well, you want a jet ski then?
What's that?
What makes you want a jet ski?
Well, I was saying, either or. I mean, jet ski
would be fun. Like if I had like my regular boat, and then like, all right, I got a jet ski to go fuck around on, haul ass, like.
Right, but I mean, I don't know, either one. I mean,
I don't know, like typical boat, like fishermen hate jet skiers. So,
really? Why?
Yeah, it's like a hard line for me to cross to have a jet ski. But
why? Why is that?
They always ride like assholes and come rip across the flats while you're fishing, or like, man, yeah, just general like.
Those are people being douchebags.
Yeah, like man, like the average jet ski owner doesn't think about like.
Right, those guys are like,
but like Don Johnson on a jet ski.
I have a jet ski, you don't.
I mean, they're cool. I just saw a thing, man. I guess they do it like every year up in Tavares, like. Florida, up in the middle of like Florida, where there's all those lakes.
Right.
They got like a crazy jet ski drag race like meet, man. This dude
really? That'd be cool.
Had like a 1,200 or 1,500 horsepower like jet ski.
Okay.
that would run like 135 mile an hour, like no problem. Like it had a giant turbo on it basically, and it was like a Yamaha, like man. But they showed him riding it, and like the dude's like half throttle, and like the thing's kind of hauling ass, and then he pins it, and it like all you hear is turbo, and just like it starts cavitating because you can't like. It's got so much horsepower that the thing basically comes out of the water and then like, like
no kidding. Wow, that's powerful right there.
Like 1,500 horse. Like man, I mean the average ones are like a couple hundred horse. You know, even like the Billy Badass ones.
Right.
Like
that's a lot.
But I guess they have a whole bunch of like dudes that like show up, man, with all these crazy 700 horse, 800 horse like jet skis and.
Geez, I know there's one on I-4 too. They have like going towards Orlando. I think it's right before 27. There's a jet ski or a boat practice area-ish on a lake.
Yeah, there's for wakeboarding and shit.
Well, but these are like they have boats out there too that are doing this, and they have jet skis. It used to be like the jet ski museum or the something museum, and then now they turn it
water
into
ski museum or
water ski museum.
I haven't been out that way in so long, man.
What, Orlando or just out towards
out I-4 that way? Anywhere past like Plant City, probably like
it's
forever.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah,
they're doing the Strawberry Festival now with Plant City.
Yeah, you can keep that shit too. Like, I don't know how they like decided to do that, but they canceled the fair. I mean, I guess a couple months difference, but
well, I mean, I think they're trying to figure out if they're going to do the fair or not. I think they probably wanted to see how, the Strawberry Festival is going to go.
Yeah, try that.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, try that first.
Yeah, see how it goes, and if that goes pretty well, then hey, look, we can go ahead and go with the fair, which I think the fair almost gets twice the crowd, doesn't it?
Fair gets jamming. Like they can't do that shit. Like,
I mean, I'm sure they're going to let a certain amount of people in, but I think on a normal basis, isn't like the fair sort of a bigger crowd.
The Star Festival, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But like when you walk through the Midway, that's the problem with me. When you walk through the Midway and you don't have a whole lot of space, with people walking by you and just
and everybody's eating and smacking lips
and I'm like
drinking and
yeah. I mean, it's okay to walk through, and I kind of find my way and kind of push my way through and make sure Tree Rocks and all them are behind me. But the thing is that I just there's so many people that on a normal basis that's it's just packed. And they're eating all their turkey legs and their salted popcorns and caramel apples.
Little kids running around everywhere and shit. Like, I get it, man. Like
and everybody running everywhere and people smoking and drinking and which is fine. No worries. Everybody wants to have fun in their own way. But it's like, ugh. That's why I think it's kind of like to go during the day, when you don't. Does that sound old? Like you'd rather.
I try to go like midweek at like right after school kind of thing, whenever, like the kid gets out. Like.
Right. Because I've never, to be honest with you, I've ridden those fair rides before, right?
Yeah, I'm not riding shit. Let's just fucking be real about it.
Well, no, because when I was younger, I've tried it once or twice, and I wasn't too big of a fan. I never really was a big fan of riding, regardless of what, you probably do hear about things, back in the day about these guys setting them up, which is true because I've seen them setting up quite a few times. My cousin, that rest in peace, used to live out in Plant City, and he was about 2 streets down from where the main Midway was, and we'd sit there and watch him, put up these
put that
pins.
Shit together.
Yeah, with like a rope harness around the guy's waist. The guy weighs about 95 pounds.
Yeah,
and he's trying to hammer in an 8-pound pin, while he's got a cigarette in his mouth and a fifth in his pocket probably, just hanging.
Yeah, I don't really care about riding those things, man. But I'll go like tear up some food and go walk through like
Oh,
the
yeah,
FWC
man.
thing, go see the
What's-
snook and shit.
What's
and,
your probably your biggest fair food that you do? Like what would be your go-to fair food?
Gotta have a fish fries and a cold beer.
Okay.
Like the
All right.
fish fries with the fucking malted vinegar on them.
Right.
And all fresh and hot and shit with like an ice cold beer.
All right. I'd probably go a bratwurst.
Yeah, man, it's hard to walk by that first sausage and pepper stand without like, damn, I don't want that.
That smell just hits you. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
I mean, they definitely do that shit on purpose too. Like when you're walking around that lake, there's like 3 or 4 of them that just funnel through there.
Right. What about like a funnel cake or an elephant ear?
Like sweet shit, yeah. Like I'll go an old school funnel cake, man.
All right.
Like, and I don't really need like the fucking whipped cream and all that shit on. I just want like an old school, like, powdered sugar on it. Cool. Like
I would probably go with a funnel cake, probably my second choice, but I have to go elephant ear for my first.
Yeah, I don't really do. Those are sometimes too hard. Like
Too much.
Like you're like chewing on it and shit. Like
I don't know. I've always been a fan of the elephant ear.
yeah, I mean, I'm not finishing the whole funnel cake either. I mean, let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
Like,
now we tried one time it was a frozen cheesecake and dipped chocolate. All right. Now, mind you, I am a huge fan of cheesecake. Right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Oh man, I'll try regular cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, caramel, whatever you know, whatever's good flavor that you probably have.
Fried cheesecake.
Well, I don't know about fried cheesecake.
All I did is just freeze it and then fucking deep fry, batter deep fry real fast.
Is that what it is? All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, this one was like frozen cheesecake dipped in chocolate, and then it was a huge piece. It was about, I don't know, 6 inches long or so. And but it was hard as a rock to kind of chew at first. You had to let it thaw out for a little bit, but it was good though.
Yeah, they gotta have it cold so the chocolate will stay on there and harden up.
Right. But yeah, I'd go funnel cake. Probably. I don't know. It depends on what kind of appetizer they had. There was one they had where it was like, I think a fried like macaroni. They had one time.
Yeah, I don't really, man. Yeah, like I mean, you can get those fried macaronis or mac and cheese at like any kind of fucking bar now. Like
yeah, but these were kind of featured on Charlie's World on Fox 13 a couple years ago, right? And we found them, and they were fantastic. I mean, they were pretty big. They're about the size of a baseball.
I mean, I like the frozen cheese or the fried like cheese curds, man.
Yeah,
I got some of those when I'm walking around, like some squeaky cheese and a fucking cocktail. Like I basically drink my way around the fair. Like
yeah, where you just stop at every drink stand you can.
Yeah, no, man. Like sneak in a plastic flask, man, and then tall boy beers basically, and nipping on a whiskey here and there.
The old days of sneaking in the plastic flask.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever go like to the expo area where all the salespeople are and?
I'll go walk through that maze of bullshit, fucking pots and pans, and somebody cleaning pipes, and man, this stand-up shower for this old person. And
come try this fantastic spray on your dishes.
Yeah, like the only thing that's cool in there is like the one old dude that's got like all the sweet beef jerky, man, like the, like venison jerky and that kind of shit. Like
I'm not a big fan of jerky. I'll tell you that much.
I'll fuck up some of that stuff. Man, there was one cat in there that like made the most spiciest. Like it was good
jerky.
Yeah, but like it's not worth having to wade through all that crazy, man. Dream catchers and make your fucking own T-shirt.
Come try this holy water too. You ever see those?
Yeah,
guys?
well, there's always like, and then there's like people with pond, that'll like do your ponds and stuff. And
yeah,
there's like the like hot tub guy on the inside there.
Oh yeah, they got the hot tub set up, and you got the water running.
I mean, it's not as good as going out to like the like far side of the fair there, where they got all like the Harley stuff and the leather belts and all that.
Right.
And, like,
Harley stuff and leather belts. What kind of fair is that?
They always have it with like all like the like t-shirts and like man weird shit down like
You talking
over there
about
by like the horse area like
Oh,
that.
okay. Where they have like the destruction derby out there and
Yeah, I mean they used to run a
stunt
flat track
shows.
out there and stuff, which was cool.
Well, that I think it wasn't at a Ferrari track at one time.
I mean there was a track at the fairgrounds back in the day.
Yeah,
like,
but I thought it was like some sort of Formula One track or a Ferrari track from what I heard or something. Because I've heard a whole bunch of different stories of what track it was at one time. And there's the track is actually still there.
yeah, part of it's still there.
Yeah, I think they probably took it out when they built the Ford Amphitheater.
It was mainly on like the other side, like too.
Right, yeah, I remember that.
Out towards like MLK there.
Yeah, but I mean, I just didn't know if it was what kind of track it was. To be honest with you,
It was a road course. Like,
was it a road course? All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I've heard all kinds of stories. I used to do the what's it called, the motocross there at one time.
The motocross, man. They used to run
Monster
like
trucks.
bike there.
They did monster trucks out there one time. I do remember they used to do a monster truck that would come out, and it was, what is it called, like Robosaurus or something like that.
Yeah, it converts up and like eats the cars and blows fire. And,
Yeah, and you could feel the flame because we'd all my dad
it's
would
gonna
take
be
us,
intense. They got the guy that like does all the monster truck voices.
it's the Monster Jam.
Yeah, Robosaurus. It'll eat your face.
Come and bring all your family to watch the destruction.
Yep. You'll pay for the
VIPs,
whole seat, but
welcome.
you'll only need the edge.
Oh man, but that was, you could feel the flames coming off of the Robosaurus there at the second level, man. It was great.
Anytime you get good fire, dude, is like cool.
Yeah.
Especially going to like concerts that have like super pyro and shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, the monster truck shows used to be, a great show, with show business and stuff like that.
I mean, it still is. Dude, they're doing all kind of crazy shit with those things. Back flipping them now, front flipping them, like.
Yeah, but you don't have that sort of, you always, I guess you'd always have that stunt guy that would always be in a monster truck show, to where they, when they have to take a break, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy comes out and like wheelies all the way around like the whole dirt bike track, and
they go to like this. They did this one time I seen where they had the north and the south, and it was like the north four-wheelers versus the south four-wheelers.
Yep. Yeah, I mean they still do that shit.
Right.
Like,
And I mean it's funny. It's kind of a cool little intermission thing, but I always miss the whole like the guy jumping, 12 buses or
or like smashing into cars, like jumping and
Yeah.
then landing in the pile of cars.
Right, yeah, landing like in a stack of like 8 cars,
Yeah, that's good stuff.
What happened to like the monster trucks going over the huge, pile of cars, stuff like that. That's
Yeah, a lot of it's more like dirt track, man. You might have like one or two cars in there, but a lot of it's like dirt jump. Now, those dirt jumps are better, man, for catching air and doing what you want to do.
I know, but that's to me that was like, that's exciting. That was a good show.
I don't know. Watching somebody backflip a monster truck is pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah, I mean it was good when you first see it, but then how many times can you see a monster truck do a backflip after that?
I watch that shit every day. Anytime somebody's backflipping a vehicle, man, like I don't care what you're doing on. Like,
I mean I get it. I mean doing a backflip on a monster truck is, but they plan that out too. They sit there and like I seen a video one time and it was talking about the what's it called, the one in the place in Sarasota where they all practice and everything.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called now, but they, like when the COVID thing started, they laid off like 300 people, from the facility. But in any case, they were saying like, yeah, they kind of pick like a truck that's really kind of popular, but then they sort of pick a truck almost like wrestling, where,
you got, man, the good guys, the bad guys,
right?
Dirt digger versus the real American hero.
So like in the, and they might be down on the chips, throughout the event, but when they do the freestyle one, they do the backflip. Everybody, cheers and goes for 'em. You know what I mean? So it's sort of planned out, you know, of how they do things. At least according to the video where the people were talking about. Yeah, I mean these are people who are like planning the show. You know,
Yeah,
so-
I'm not, man. Like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, once you're committing to gassing it up, going up the ramp, knowing that bitch
yeah.
can come over on you.
But I mean, these things got like safety systems on there to where they just shut it down. You know,
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. You still land on your head a lot. Like,
That's true. But I mean, you're a lot safer now.
yeah, I'm sure
I
it's still
mean,
gonna feel good.
If you
Or you're
land on
fucking up
your-
the truck.
well,
like,
I mean, yeah, you're probably bruised or something by the next day.
oh
But, I
yeah,
mean-
you're in your crazy 5-point harness.
But I mean, with that thing on, you know, you're just sort of holding on at that point. You know, I mean, don't they tell the drivers like if you go head over heels, just to hold on to the harness and, you know, hope for the best.
Yeah. No, I think you try to steer out of it, man. Like,
Yeah, but if you're flipping like these monster trucks are doing, you know, can't really steer out of that one. You know what I mean?
I think you only let go, man, until like last fucking, fight it till the end, unless the steering wheel is shaking the shit out of it, which you don't want to hold on, break your thumbs.
Yeah, you don't want to sit there and like, you know, hold on to anything while they're doing it.
That backflip stuff though, once you figure out the right speed, you get that feeling. You're like, all right, dude, like it's pretty hardcore, but like on a fucking perfect ramp, like
Right.
once you figure it out, you're like, all right.
You know, we never did that bit we were gonna do with the what's it called, the dirt bike.
Yeah, on the mini bike, yeah, I'll have to get that thing out at some point. I need to start that actually.
Did you get rid of it?
No, it's just in the back of the shop.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because I know you were working on the studio there in the bar.
Yeah, that thing, man. There's a lot of shit in there.
What's going on, man? I mean, you know, what's happening?
There's a lot of shit in there
Yeah.
that's gonna take time to.
Are we?
I got so much cooking stuff in there, man, from the kitchen and gee, there's so much fish and shit in there, and yeah, I gotta like
dig everything out.
yeah, it's a total like cluster F.
The studio will be open once again soon. We'll be
Yeah, drum
live
set
from
looks
the
all
bar.
dusty in there because I haven't been able to sit behind it because of my fucking back. Like,
Oh, really? Is your back still hurting, by the way? What's going on with that?
yeah, man. I mean, it hurts sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not getting like sciatic pain, so that's cool. It's just like,
Are you able
it's
to
just
function a
more
little
just-
bit more, or what?
huh?
Are you able to function a little bit more, or what?
Yeah, it was more like, I mean, especially like the last couple of weeks, I've been sitting in computer chairs a whole lot, so like that totally.
Right. But I mean, do you feel like progression, or do you feel like you're falling back, or I mean, what's?
No, I mean, I'm still good. Like I'm not getting, man. I just get sore. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just sore.
Get sore just, you know, sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to like be in the same, spot for a while. Like,
Are you gonna have like another MRI done, or no?
I don't need to. I don't think. I mean, I still got 2 more of the epidural shots like that I already paid for.
Oh, really? Oof,
Yeah, they're like just whenever you start hurting, come back basically. Like,
that's gotta hurt. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it wasn't
seen
horrible,
that.
man. Like,
I've
I'm gonna
seen that
watch this
done.
time. Like, man, watch the video.
yeah, I've seen that done before. Oof. It's like
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit. It was like getting a tattoo.
yeah, but still, they're going
thing
between
burning,
your
like,
vertebrae. You know,
Yeah,
they're
man. I
going-
mean,
they're going between your vertebrae into your spinal column, and
yeah, it was a pretty badass machine. Like, I was pissed, man. Like, I only saw the tail end of it where you could see like where the needle was, where they turned off the camera and it just stayed
Uh-huh.
there.
right. What do you mean by they did it by machine?
Yeah, that's like a man. Sure, like
They
the
didn't
guy
do it by
X-rays
hand?
and they-
Wait a minute, hold on. The anesthesiologist didn't do it by hand.
Or, I mean, they did something with a machine. Like, I don't know if they did it by hand. I was on my fucking belly. So, like, I don't know. But like, they had an X-ray thing over it the whole time. Like,
You're getting a live X-ray too.
yeah,
Oh, you know how much radiation you've just endured?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
That's right. Your body can take it.
Yeah, I mean, what am I fucking not having kids? So
It would take it so much. It'd be like, hey, we don't need this radiation. Just go ahead and pop out. We can't survive in this body.
yeah, but yeah, like man, because like the guy like they were like watching it, as they were doing it live. Like man,
And just putting it into you, huh?
yeah, like man, the first shot was like a small one, and then like that second one was like that liquid felt fucking thick, dude. Like,
How did it feel? Like, what was the?
felt like they were shooting like Jello through the fucking needle.
Did you twitch at all, or
Nah, they told me to hold still, man. Like I fucking held still. Like,
did you?
yeah, I mean, I was talking shit the whole time. Like,
until they put the needle in.
no, while they were doing it too, man, I was still like, I was talking to them. They weren't talking to me, but I was making myself feel better. Like,
Right. They're probably like, oh,
I was asking them questions about, how's it look, man? That kind of shit. Like,
they're probably like, oh God, shut up, please.
they're like,
come
dude,
on."
we're fucking concentrating. Shut the fuck up. Like,
I did that one time when I was having my eye surgery done, right? I was like, talking to the doctor. He's like, man, if please, no, not to be rude, but if you don't be quiet, I'm going to stitch you wrong, and it's going to look horrible. So, please stop asking questions. Don't move, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was, in and out. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot longer. Like, man, they were like, all right, you're done, dude. I'm like, all right. Like, I mean, that first one was hot, but then like the second one they did was like something else, and like it didn't feel quite so thick. Like, man, and all of a sudden you felt the needle come out. Like, all right, cool. Like,
you're all done.
Yeah, pull up the pants. Pants didn't need to be down, sir.
Excuse me, sir. You
I
walk
just
in.
wanted y'all to, man, have full access to whatever you needed back there. Dude.
Yeah, yeah. It's like walking in and go, sir, why is your pants down?
Yeah, don't mind me.
Well, listen, buddy, we don't need your pants down to do this. You jackass.
just pull your shirt up a little bit. Like.
Yeah, that's it, man. Don't come on, really. This is not cool. But yeah, I mean that's crazy. I don't know. I like I said, I've seen it done, and when I made a remark at the time, they were like, "Oh, don't say nothing," and I was like, That's like,
yeah, I mean, it was definitely like the first one wasn't bad. Whatever they put in to you, like the first little shot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was just like a local gimmick, and then they like got out the big boy needle. Like,
well, I don't remember if it was a local or not. I just remember the length of the needle, and they showed me.
yeah, I
like,
saw
how
it. It was
far.
big, but then they had like 2 vials that they jacked into the needle, like it was already in there. Like,
oof. And you didn't feel it like going into your like spine at all?
oh no, I totally did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Like, that's what I'm saying. It was hot. Like, it was like a weird like.
Like you
Felt
felt
like they were shooting me with like KFC gravy. Like,
you felt the needle, like hitting your disc.
Like, you felt the needle like in there, but then whatever they when they started working on the plunger, like putting the shit in you, like that's when you feel that shit. Like, yeah,
really go into you.
Like, yeah, you could feel something was going into your spine. Like, man,
what did it feel like? Just sort of like, I mean, I know you feel it hot, like, but I mean, did it sort of had any side effects or just sort of?
No, I just, man, I mean, I was trying not to just move. Like, all right, dude, like this is gonna make it so much better when it's done. Just like fucking hold still. Like,
I bet you
get it done.
Well, I bet your body was going crazy because I bet you wanted to like just get up and just start.
No, I was ready, man. Like, I like pregame. I was ready just to lay there and like do it.
Go, yeah.
Like,
because that's usually like how my body would be. Like if they tell me to sit there, because I've had MRIs before, and they tell me to sit there and be still, and for some reason my body just sort of automatically just starts to itch in certain places. You know what I mean?
No, when I went and did like the MRI thing, man, like they just I like almost, I think I did fall asleep in there.
Yeah,
like,
I think I may have only fallen asleep one time for an MRI that I've had. I've had quite a few of them.
Yeah, but the epidural thing, you just laid on your belly, man. And like I had my like the Columbia breathable long sleeve on with the hoodie there, man, and just like put the hoodie over my head and just laid there. I was like, all right, like do this.
Do your thing.
Yeah, she's like, you're gonna feel a little pinch. I was like, whoo, there you go.
Felt that pinch.
Yeah, that was a fucking man.
How did it feel afterwards? Like when they start to inject the fluid, the pain relieving fluid into your spine.
I mean, your shit was just sore. Like, I mean, you could feel the stuff going in. That's what I'm saying. It felt like they were shooting like KFC gravy. It was like that, like consistency and warmth. Like,
right.
It might have just been the way that it felt going in. I don't know. It was weird.
But I'm saying like afterwards, like what did you
like afterwards? You were just sore. They were like, go home and just lay down basically for like a day.
But when did it kick in instantly or just sort of like?
No, man. It was a couple. I mean, I wasn't in like super pain when I went, because I've been doing so much physical therapy and shit. But like I was like, fuck it, what, man? Like I already paid for this shit. I'm getting it done at least once.
Right. And you bared it and you got it done. You did it twice.
Yeah, I went home and basically just like put my heating pad on and just laid there. Like
it just took it, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were like, don't move around because you want this shit to like settle in, basically. So
right. How long would you sit there and just chill out?
I spent like the rest of the day on the couch almost.
Did you
like,
really?
I was like, man, do this shit first thing in the morning, like so I can go home and like
sleep.
Basically, make a cocktail with a bendy straw and lay on my back the rest of the day.
And just chill out.
Yeah, like they were like, don't do shit,
Don't move, don't do anything.
Yeah.
That's
get home, post up.
Man, I couldn't imagine like Belly had like the neck brace on for what was it, like 6? I think it's like it was it 6 weeks or so, right?
Yeah, fuck that.
I mean, because you had the disc surgery, right? Where they put the little spacer where your discs were,
Yeah, they talked to me about it.
Yeah, that they wanted to do that with me, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'll wait. Like,
yeah, because at the time it was sort of like, well, it was discussed, and I was a little bit younger, and they're like, well, we could do this to your neck, and I'm like, how long we'll be out? And they probably, well, about 6 weeks or so, plus or minus, might be a little bit longer. And I was like, I think I'm good for right now. I'll wait it out, see what happens.
Yeah, I wasn't super fucking keen on getting cut open. Like, I got 2 more shots, so load them up if I need them.
Well, now they say, like, with these new ones, it's only like an incision, and they can fix it through an incision.
Yeah, totally.
Now, I mean, would you be opt to doing that?
I mean, if it was necessary, like, sure, but like, I'm not gonna,
voluntarily do it.
Yeah, like it's gonna be. I mean, they were already like, holy crap, not saying like normal people would have fucking flipped out long before this, but like you really let this shit go to like the last
Yeah, you were holding off to the last second.
Yeah, like man, I was like, dude, I mean, it was just something I was living with. Like it wasn't like.
Well, eventually,
like my sciatic shit until my legs started going kind of numb, where I was like, all right, like something's happening here.
Because really, be honest with you, had all the same symptoms as Chewy Rocks, right? And you would have eventually, what probably would have happened if you would have kept on without taking care or without going to see somebody, your back would have, your disc would have popped, right? And you'd have been like an enormous amount of pain, right? And you wouldn't be able to move. You couldn't, shooting pain through your leg, like, trying.
Yeah, I had that. I was paralyzed that one night.
Yeah,
like, couldn't move either one of my legs. Like it was a weird, man.
Right. So and that's really nothing they can do. They just sort of like go to do therapy and stuff like that. But which is a horrible sight to see because it's like it's you don't want to do everything you can to help, and they're so much in pain. So if you'd have waited probably any longer, that's probably would have been the same thing with you. You know what I mean? And
I got to get back to doing like regular routine too. Like, man, I haven't been doing like my every day or like every other day kind of shit. Usually like once a week I'll do something.
Your exercise,
hardcore stretching, and then heating pad shit. And I still drive around with my fucking seat heater on. Like,
do you really?
Yeah, because that bitch catches me like right in the middle of like my back. Like, man, where that shit does hurt. Like, I don't care if it's like summertime. I'll turn the AC on more.
have that joker fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, shit helps.
But yeah, it's your back issues are very severe. So I sympathize with you because it's a bad thing when your back starts to hurt. It's not really a bad thing, but it's just sort of a
No, it is a fucking bad thing. That shit, man, that'll
But-
get you down. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do anything.
It does, and it's a very irritating thing as well. You know, especially when you're trying to do things and your back starts to hurt. You know what I mean? You know, because you don't want to be bothered by all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and it was just like I can't do shit. Like I couldn't fucking play drums. Couldn't get on the
Yeah.
boat.
Well, I mean,
Bike. Like couldn't do shit.
with you, they're trying to get the final duct tapes to trying to patch you up. You know what I mean? So they're trying to
Yeah.
go. They're trying
That's
to go.
why I
all
gotta
they
wear
can.
like running shoes on the boat all the time, man. Like
Your body and you're inside your body. They're trying to find every duct tape they can find to try to patch you up.
it's holding it together.
So, but yeah, speaking about different countries and stuff like that, Japan, we spoke about it the other day. Japan has people pushers.
Yeah, is it like a gang or is it just like the cool thing to like they're like shoving people like into a fucking train
No,
path
well-
like a subway.
Well, because Japan has a very high number of, people that live there, right?
Yeah.
And so when these trains get, when they come into the station, right, they have to get all the people off, and they have to get all the people on. And when the doors start to shut, these people are actually pushing the commuters onto the train. And they're dressed like police officers. So apparently they work for, the commuting agencies. You can see here, you can see the guy is trying to shove this guy into the train station or into the train itself through the door. Like they're trying to there's got 3 people going on him. Now
Yeah, no, man.
it should be coming on here soon. Well, they're pushing these people on so they can shut the door.
Like that, so they're not trying to kill him. They're actually trying to like get him on the train. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they're trying to push him on because the train is about to leave, right? So they're trying to push him onto the train that way the doors can shut. So they're trying to shove as many people as they can.
Onto the train. Yeah. Yeah, they're not like shoving, man. This is different. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are shoving people onto like the train before they get there.
Oh no, I'm talking about these are.
They've been doing that shit in like New York, like man, recently. Like,
Oh really?
Yeah, dude. Like
Why did you say that?
I did. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were talking about. Was like somebody was like,
No.
man, physically throwing people like in front of the trains, like as they're coming up. Like
What was that? What was that? The New York what? I mean,
I don't know if you call it like subway shovings. Like
New
I don't know, man. Like,
York
but that shit's been happening.
subway shoving.
Maybe.
Let's see what pulls up. The latest one I see in the news is let's see. I didn't know there was even stories about this, nor a person that did that.
Yeah, that's like man. Like every
Woman
once
that
in a while
died
you'll hear
in,
about somebody that like gets shoved out in front of a fucking subway train, like down onto the rails, like as the train's coming in.
the latest one I see is a woman indicted for shoving commuter onto a Bronx subway tracks as train approached.
Yeah.
Jeez. The Bronx District Attorney announced on Tuesday, March 16th, that the Manhattan woman has been indicted on attempted murder charges, along with some additional charges for allegedly pushing a woman onto the subway tracks as a train pulled into the station in the Bronx. I guess it happened at 7:50 a.m. on February 9th, 2021, on the platform and the Southern Boulevard and East 174th Street subway station. The defendant, Luz Sanchez, 29, approached the victim Rosa, 54, and pushed her using her body, causing the victim to stumble backwards. So basically, I guess she pushed her in the middle of the platform.
Yeah.
Found that Sanchez then allegedly put both hands. Hold on, let me switch over here so that way you guys can see it too. Which one is it? Nope.
Shoved her ass out onto the rails, man.
Yeah, here he is. The investigator found that Cindy caused her to fall backwards on the rail. The train on the opposite track alerted oncoming train. The victim was on the tracks, and the tram braked before striking her. So it didn't hit her. It stopped before it.
Yeah, still.
The victim was pulled up to safety by Good Samaritans and was treated for injuries at the Santa Barbara hospital. Luckily, she didn't like fall on the third rail.
Yeah, or a fucking train, because man, some of those ones, like when the train doesn't stop when it's like just coming through.
Right.
Like there's been plenty of those videos, man, of like.
But I mean,
somebody getting shoved in there. There was a lot of it like fucking last year when everybody was going real crazy. Like
when the corona was really kind of going after people.
Yeah, when people were getting fucking buck wild.
Crazy and weird. All that new crazy stuff that they do.
Ridiculousness.
But no, I didn't know that was a thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's interesting and crazy at the same time.
That's why don't stand close to the edge of that shit.
That's
stand in the middle of the island.
All right, let's take a break real quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some different things. A tow truck driver was stabbed while trying to repossess a truck, another vehicle. I don't know if you heard about that
sometimes motherfuckers are get feisty about somebody wheeling away with their shit.
Well, of course. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get to that story next. How about that? You want to do that?
Yeah, man. No matter me.
All right, we're back in a minute. Don't go away. Bull and the Bartender Show. Bull's Radio Lounge. Back in just a moment.
Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all.
progress to some steps which are a bit more difficult. Ready, set, and begin.
You found me when I was young. Thought I'd be weak, but I was wrong. So unique, you made me strong. The fight inside me is what kept me going on. I don't know if you wanna be the one. It's me, son, she. I don't know if you wanna be the one. It's me, son, she. Look hard on me, look hard, 'cause your body is what I need. So walk with me, be a part of me, like I want you to be. Like karate, like karate, like karate, yeah. Mouth open wide. This technique keeps me alive. I want you to walk beside. Patterns and rhythm and not hearts and time. What? I don't know if you wanna be the one. It's me, son, she. I don't know if you wanna be the one. It's me, son, she. Look hard on me, like karate, 'cause your body is what I need. So work with me, be a part of me, like I want you to be. Like karate, like karate, like karate, yeah. I can let go if you watch me, and I know that I want to. I can promise that I will take it and I'll protect you. Can't remember where it started, but I know where it will go. You can go where I go if you follow, follow.
Work hard on me, like karate, 'cause your body is what I need. So walk with me, be a part of me,
Like I want you to be. Like karate. Look hard on me, like karate, 'cause your body is what I need. So walk with me, be a part of me, like I want you to be. Like karate, like karate, like karate, yeah.
You win. Perfect.
I wish I never let you go that far away, away. And I know this ain't forever, love, but let's talk about today, today. Okay, the fan base gone, but I
Bull, the
feel
Bartender
good too.
Show,
Fit in a box,
Bulls
show me
Radio
love where you
Lounge.
like.
So just go to youtube.com and just search Bulls Radio Lounge. You'll find all the shows there. Sorry for the small delay. I had to take care of some technical issues. Checking with Sonic. There he is. There's the guy. The tech director, Sonic. Making sure he was alright.
Checking on the fucking Rugrat.
The Rugrat. Do you honestly think that it's weird that I own a hedgehog?
No, but I'm annoyed that you named it Sonic
Why?
because it's like the fucking most
Common name.
uncreative name for a hedgehog like ever.
There was other things that took play of why it was named Sonic.
I mean, I'm sure somebody, there's,
You know,
you got to cater to the fucking crew. Like, I get it. but-
Hey, you know what? I was trying to cater to make sure this thing could be able to enjoy its life, and because
Yeah, well, you didn't help it by naming it Sonic. Even he's like, motherfucker, you couldn't come up with anything cooler than that. Like,
I could have called him shithead. Like, hey,
I'd
shithead.
call him Floyd Spikes.
Call him what?
Floyd Spikes.
Floyd Spikes.
Yep, Floyd Spikes.
Floyd Spikes.
He could have come up with all kind of men.
Prickly pear, spiky cactus,
Yep, Prickly Pete.
Spike. All
Yeah, I
kinds
mean
of-
Spike would have been that's a close second to fucking Sonic. Like,
You know what? Listen, I've never owned a hedgehog. I wanted to name it Sonic.
I get it.
He's a
Harry the Hog.
Harry the Hog, Sonic, whatever you want to call it. He's a good little hedgehog guy. He's
All right, yeah.
He's very nice. He likes his worms. He does a lot for worms. So he's oh, speaking of which, I found this cool little statue. There's a place called what's it called? Something Roost, right? And it's over in Ybor City. And it has like little antique stuff that you would find. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I found this black bull. It's the fur is all black, right? With the horns on it, and I took a couple of pictures of it, so I'm going to put that up on the Facebooks here shortly. Stuff
Nice.
like that to kind of
Up on
go.
Facebooks.
Yeah, the Facebooks. Just go to facebook.com to search Bull Space Radio Lounge, and you'll see it right there. But I'm going to put those up here shortly. I was going to put some sort of fancy little saying on there, something like that,
Something tricky.
Yeah, like what would be yours, your little, don't you have like a little outro type of thing? Like we'll go, hey, Mark, that's it. What else you got, buddy? Anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
I don't know if I have like a man.
I'll put
That's all
on
I
there.
got.
I'll put it there, quote unquote. That's it, and then
That's it. That's all I got.
with a little hyphen and Mark the bartender.
I'm tapped out.
I'm gonna write that down. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm writing it down. That way I can remember it. You know what I mean?
That's it, and it's too much.
That's it. It is too much. Let me see.
Too much, man.
Pull up my pen real quick. That's it. And that's too much.
Oh fuck!
What?
Dallas just scored on a power play.
Oh, really? What's the score?
1-1. Still got plenty of time, but
What period?
they're in the second.
All right. So I got that's it. And what else?
It's too much.
Is too much or that's too much?
It's too much.
It's too much. All right. It's too much.
I mean, that
it
just opens it up a lot. It's just too much, man. You're doing too much.
It's too much. Yeah, I've heard that quite a few times. You've kept me going here. It's too
You just
much.
gotta slow it down, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing too much.
It's too much. That's like I said, you've been with me from the beginning of halfway through probably with the BRL, or the BRN. But then when we started this thing, you've been sort of there from the beginning. So
Yeah.
and you've sort of I've heard that quite a few times where that's too much.
Just throttle back, man. It's too
Throttle
much. Take my
back.
20% off.
Well, I mean, it's I'd have to say it's a sippy.
Ah, yeah. I mean,
That's
that can
what
be
kinda-
blamed for. I actually didn't drink shit tonight. Like,
Really? I haven't drank either. Usually, I was gonna have something, but I was like,
Yeah, I hit it fairly hard yesterday, man. I'm not like I think I only had like 3 or 4 beers, but I had a couple Jack and Cokes and sitting in
Yeah.
the pool in the hot tub and
you know what I really miss? Because you kind of had me hooked on the beer was what was it called, the G14?
yeah, the not Wicked Weed. It's
No, the hemp one with a little fish on it.
yeah, the mango Kush one and
Yeah.
then the G14.
Yeah.
That's the Sweetwaters.
Sweetwater, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that, man. It's a lot of things I miss doing in the live studio. You know,
Yeah, they
so
carry those. I think it like Publix has them now.
do they really?
Yeah.
I know they have them at the ABC, or not the ABC, but the what's the one up here on next to Target and Home Depot?
Oh, Total Wine.
Total Wine, yeah, they have them over there too.
Yeah, supposedly, man, I got word there's a new Maker's Mark like special pick coming down the trail.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I'm excited
Ooh.
about- yeah, I already like reserved a couple bottles. Like,
Oof, Maker's Mark. I haven't had that in a while.
yeah, it's some crazy flavor, man. Like one of the head tasters that like runs like Burns, I guess, and
Yeah.
a couple of the Whiskey Society guys, like they all got together and basically flavored this one for like their type of getting after it.
right.
Like it'll be like a middle 110, 111 proof. Like,
Ooh, boy, I wonder how that would, taste going down.
they flavored it for no ice, no nothing. Like
Really?
man, dipping straight, like no cut at all. So
Jeez.
I'll be real curious to see how this is.
Yeah,
Supposedly, man, it
how
got
much,
good fucking reviews. So
How much a bottle?
I don't know. They're usually like, man, 60, 70, depending on.
Okay, so it's not like the other one that you had that was like $100-something a bottle.
Yeah, no, these aren't like horrible. Like, so yeah, I already told him was like, man, at least get me like 2 of them. Like, if you want to split a fucking
Yeah.
case, like,
Wasn't it like $33 a glass? I think we figured it up as.
yeah, one of those like the like Wellers or like the Whistle Pig ones are
Yeah.
real silly. Like,
The Whistle Pig one was real good. That
yeah,
was-
like you can go to what's that place out there on in Temple Terrace, man? Gas bars.
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Like gas bars over there on 56, and like you can get all the flights, all the different like Whistle Pigs. And, like he always
alright.
has a bunch of really good picks there.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you a question. Speaking of, drinking in bars and stuff like that, there was, especially like Temple Terrace, there was a place that USF, I guess, owned but not owned, but it was some sort of like, I want to say party building. It was right there like on Bush, I want to say, but it was like USF Bulls Country House, or you understand what I'm? Do you remember anything?
Like their own bar, but it wasn't affiliated with the school.
Maybe, yeah, but it was a big, long, like shotgun type building, to where it was, I don't know, like 2 or 3 stories tall, but they've knocked it down since then.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It used to be. I don't know if you remember that. And I never knew what it was about, because sometimes there'd be a whole lot of cars there. I heard it was like a fraternity house for USF, or I mean not for USF, but they had the USF, deals painted all over the building and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
it was more like a clubhouse kind of thing.
Maybe, I don't know, but I was just sort of interested if what was all that about, or what it was.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it might have been a bottle club too. Like
A bottle club?
yeah,
What do you what do you mean by bottle club?
like a bottle club, like after hours, man. It's like it's a establishment that you can bring your own liquor in and like drink and hang out and like
Oh,
give you a
really?
party, like,
Alright.
after hours. Yeah,
I never
Like,
been
after
to
close
a
down.
bottle club before. So
Huh?
never been to a bottle club.
Yeah, I mean, they used to have one up on like Nebraska and Bears, like that area.
Uh-huh.
That was
Okay.
like, like after like the strip clubs and everything, like the bars shut
Yeah.
down. Like this is the bottle club, and you can go like get what you need there. And
And just sort of drink and be merry and
yeah, but they would like stay open until like 10, 11 the next morning kind of thing.
oh
Like,
really? Oh jeez.
yeah, like, that's the whole thing. It was like an after hours, like man, early as
Definitely
shit. thing.
after hours, yeah. It was I don't know, it's been a while since I've actually been to like a bar,
Yeah, I don't go, man. I haven't been going barely at all. Like,
Yeah, the only one that I actually went to was the latest one was, I mean, didn't go inside, but the Stanley Cup was showing up there at the bar, and
yeah,
got to get a picture up close with the Stanley Cup, so it was really kind of cool. How long? I mean, how much in your lifetime are you gonna get that close to the Stanley Cup? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, might as well take advantage.
yeah. So but that was the last time I've been to a bar. I mean, I don't know if you call like restaurants when they have a bar, if that's considered a bar.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting at the bar, that's one thing. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you can actually eat at the bar, right? Can't
yeah,
you? Like,
I
if you
mean,
like
that's where I usually like.
oh, really? Is that do you like that better or
Yeah,
wow? So
yeah, I mean, if you're eating by yourself, you don't look like a fucking loser sitting there at a table for four by yourself with a whole bunch of drinks and food. And that's all.
why do you think you people will judge you as like a loser?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck if people are judging me about it. You kind of have that feeling
Creepy guy.
of like sitting. I mean, it is one thing if you're like sitting at like a Chili's at like a high top by yourself,
Yeah.
or like something like that. But like if you're sitting at an actual like restaurant table like by yourself with a fuck ton of drinks in front of you and like bullshit snacks and just like, yeah, what's up? Like just hanging out, don't mind me.
Don't mind me being a pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just man. I got a table full of fucking empty highball glasses. And nobody's busting it. They're just letting it be in, making them pyramids and shit.
Yeah, I was eating dinner one time, and over there at Chili's, and it was so strange because this guy walked up to me and said, "You're a bald bull, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Not really."
Who is this guy you speak of?
Yeah, who are you? And I'm like, oh man, because I seen the guy walk back and forth, and I was like, this is kind of creepy, So then he's like, oh man, I'm Big Hands John, I think the guy's name was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We just scored. Nice.
nice. And I'm like, oh okay, cool. And he's like, man, it just sort of creeps me out. He goes, yeah, but it's like, he's like, yeah, I heard your voice on the radio and I like it, man. You're really cool. And he was like trying to hug on me, and I'm like, dude, I mean, like, just gosh, relax. Don't touch me.
Just trying to enjoy some pasta Alfredo.
Yeah, it's like, come on. It's like, and then it's like, oh man, that's one of the things that I don't care for, is like just to, I like doing what I do here. I like talking, I like conversating with like you and Matt the Savior and Belly and whoever else wants to do a show. I'm cool with doing that, but like in public, I'm not too cool about, people like recognizing me and coming up to me. Not because I'm trying to be a dick, but more or less, I'm not too big on the celebrity type of thingamajig. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like behind the scenes type of guy, but
Don't need to be out there.
what's that?
Don't need to be out there.
No, I mean, and I like the behind the screen type of deal. I mean, eventually we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do like the live stuff. Well, like doing like a live video or something like that, somewhere along the lines. That way we can figure out, logistically what we have to do with that one. I mean,
to build it.
Well, we've been kind of throwing balls up in the air, but I've been trying to figure out in my head about how, we're going to do things and how we're going to get this, because that's the problem, is that a lot of this stuff is more video driven because people want to see what people look like. It's hard to do stuff like that if we're not used to doing stuff like that,
Yeah, you gotta set it up.
Like if we were still with a BRN, right, we'd have to be on Twitch if we were doing the show,
Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You just gotta kind of like...
Yeah, but would you really want that? I mean, being on
Yeah,
there,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing that, to be honest with you. It was sort of...
Yeah, I mean, we're not anybody, but then you're still just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm, Howard Stern, because I'm not. But, I don't know. I'm just not that big of a let's get in front of a camera and show my face to the world type of thing. You know what I mean? Not yet, at least. Well, I mean, what do you think about it? I mean, that's kind of the next step that we're kind of going towards.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just depends on. I mean, you can try it and just if it helps the numbers, then all right. If you actually see something positive come from it, but
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think we're doing good like this because I like to get the numbers up while we're doing the live show, but the numbers that happen after and people listen to the the recorded show.
listen to it a couple days later.
Yeah, the numbers go up. So I mean, we're doing really good. We're what is our eighth season doing this? I think it is. So
Yeah.
and we're not doing too bad. Two shows on Sunday. Belly with Gut Check Live, and then Matt and me with the Social Reload show. So pretty much 4 hours worth of two shows.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All in one day. So, but I mean the other Matt and Belly they kind of take the stories and the reins and they just kind of go with it. The Belly preps really well, and which is good, and Matt preps really well as well, so that's pretty good. So, and then plus, if we have any technical issues, Matt's pretty good for fixing on the fly. So,
Yeah, which totally helps.
it works out really well. Especially if I'm having a flip out, trying to fix the channel and the show and get us going live, and I can't do that. And then I know Matt sort of. You remember at the beginning when we were trying to figure all this stuff out, and then I'd have to make these phone calls to Matt about,
why is this not working?
Yeah, why is this not working? Why are we live? And he'd always tell me, hey, just relax, chill out, take a breather. Everything's going to be okay. No big deal. And then he'd miraculously get it going through the, helpfulness of, voice or speakerphone. But yeah,
Tech skills extraordinaire.
Yeah, it was rough. The first couple weeks trying to get off the ground. We were struggling. We were doing shows right there in the bar,
Right in the
living room over there, which is kind of cool.
Unconventional.
Wonder if we can go back and listen to those very first shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of drunkenness. At least on this end.
Yeah,
I'll admit it.
You were drunk a couple of times. I know there was a couple of times when we were in the studio in the bar, and I could just see you. We were talking, or I was talking, and either you got bored with my voice, or you were just so tired that you were just sort of like.
I'd pass out every once in a while for a minute.
Yeah, you were caressing the wall back there with your back and just sort of rubbing your mouth on the microphone like that. I'm like, Mark, you okay, buddy? Like, yeah, man, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm cool. We're good.
Like, man, you're passing out. I'm like, nah,
Taking
really?
a little power nap, man. It happens.
Yeah, I did that one time. I was board hopping for what's the guy named Matt from New York? Is it Matt or Mark or remember the guy from New York?
Yeah, I don't remember his name though.
I can't remember his name either.
I think it was Matt.
Was it Matt? I think it was Matt. Something like that. So anyways, I used to board up for him, at noon. And I remember one time, because I was doing two jobs at the time, and I had fallen asleep, I think, during the commercial set, and I was controlling everything. Like I'd set up the commercial blocks and, fire them off when it's time to go to commercial, right? And then I was sitting there, and then I think I fell asleep about a minute into the commercials, and so I woke up about 2 minutes into his show, and he goes, "Man, were you asleep?" And I'm like, "No, I was, having a conversation with somebody else, talking about something else."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh man, I thought I heard you snoring on the microphone." He's like, "I didn't hear you come back with me live, so I just went ahead and just went with it." I'm like, "Nah, I played it off. I was talking with somebody else."
Yeah, no, I was doing something, man. I was looking at the back of my eyelids.
Yeah. Well, that was probably almost the only time that I actually fell asleep, doing a live show. 'Cause it's rough, man, doing two jobs and doing, working from, 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
in
we
the
were
morning
drinking
to-
hard too here. I mean, I didn't pass out a lot, but there was a couple of times where I know like I like passed out
Yeah.
and woke up like during the same interview. Like,
Yeah, I think like once you get comfortable on that drum stool back there, and your back gets kind of lined up, you just
yeah,
sort
you
of
get
like,
that right spot, dude. You can kick back. Like,
yeah, and you were definitely kicked back because your back was against the wall. At one point, I thought I'd have to like reach around the table and kind of stop you from falling.
nah, I was balanced nice.
Yeah, if you call that leaning left and then leaning right, you were balanced really nice. I tell you that much.
Yeah, I was rocking like a boat. It's cool.
You're like a buoy over there. That's what you looked like, a little buoy.
It happens.
No, it does happen. I mean,
It's fucking moonshine.
I just don't want you to fall asleep while I'm talking. That's, or let me rephrase. I don't want you to fall asleep because of my talking.
No, it was a moonshine most time.
That moonshine was the best, though.
Yeah, or half a gallon of Jack Daniels before we even start. Like,
Are you ever going to make that again?
yeah, at some point, man.
Because you let me know, and I will buy a jar from you.
Yeah,
And it's because of the very organic ingredients that you impose with the
got a lot of
moonshine.
flavor in it, man.
Well, yeah, because you use all natural stuff, and it's very refreshing.
Yeah, good fruit juices and fucking high grade alcohol, man.
Well,
Definitely.
because you only buy the best. Like the reason why I was saying I was gonna purchase some from you is because you buy the best ingredients. You go and search for the best vegetables inside, to infuse inside there.
Yeah, there's only certain, man. You can't like half-ass that shit. when
Like
you make
these.
that stuff.
I know you told me you got the VIP of picking the first, freshest fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, you always gotta have fresh mangoes, man.
So that's
That's
why.
what makes the fucking moonshine.
Well, that's why it's there's a good price on it. It's very,
Yeah,
it's very reasonable.
that shit'll wreck you.
I tell you one thing though, it does clean you out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it cleans you out like the next day. Like it's almost
Yeah, you know you did something.
like like a plunger. I remember that the first time I tried it, I was like, man, this is great. This is fantastic. And all of a
But
sudden,
it does a job on you.
it does. The other thing I liked was your chicken salad.
Yeah.
That was good too.
Yeah, I gotta get my Blackstones over at my goddaughter's house still.
Oh, really? The Blackstone grill? Oof.
Yeah, they've been using it. Like,
Bet you're missing that joker.
yeah, man, he's gonna bring it back. I think pretty soon. Like, yeah,
That's
it's
good.
about time to
Cook up some more stuff.
start cooking again. So
All right, sounds good to me. You let me know. We'll I'll bring some stuff over. We can cook some more stuff.
yeah,
You know,
blackened chicken, fucking fajitas.
it's hungry at its finest. You know, so
Feed me.
you sound like you're about to fall off now. Okay.
Yeah, it's done, man. It's bedtime.
Yeah, it's bedtime. All right. Well, thank you, Mark the Bartender. I appreciate it so much for you joining your own show, which is the Bull and the Bartender Show.
Yeah.
So we've missed you for the last 2 weeks. So the
Yeah,
fans
it's been
miss you.
Rough.
I missed you. I miss doing our Tuesday shows. It's hard doing a show by yourself.
I feel you.
So I've done
I
it quite a few
appreciate it.
times. It's thank you to Chewy Rocks for the executive producer of the show, or the
Yeah,
channel
Rugrat
show.
Hedgehog.
The Rugrat Hedgehog Sonic, otherwise known as Sonic, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. I know it bothers Mark to the grind and teeth that I call him Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm gonna say it again. Hey, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. So,
Yeah, that's your pet, dude. Do what you want.
it's my bet. Do what you want. So, all right. So stay tuned for more Sunday at 8 o'clock. Gut Check Live with Belly, also with Bull, and then at 9:30, Social Reload Show comes on right out of a cannon. Matt joins us at 9. And Belly will join off or stay on. It's up to him. So join us 8 o'clock. 4 hours worth of 2 different shows with 2 different hosts. All right, Mark. We'll see you next Tuesday, buddy.
Yeah, bud. Have a good rest of the week.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, dude.
Very